Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading. Twice a day, 7 days a week, I share my experience as a full-time crypto trader to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Everything I do for you is free. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin, currently trading at 33,207, up 5.3%. Ethereum, 1841, up 2.72%. We always like to keep our eye on USDC, DAI, USDT, and BUSD. These are stable coins. When stable coins are red, it means money is flowing from stability into the market. They can fluctuate, they can turn grey or green. It doesn't matter too much. What matters is the overall structure of the market. At the moment, things are looking reasonably balanced. Each episode we look at the news, the latest news on Bitcoin. It's really good to look at this news as a person with no understanding of Bitcoin at all. Just try to read the headlines. Bitcoin mining hash rate, see that low, 13-month low, that's negative. Allegations, deny allegations, fleece clients, that's negative. Volatility continues, that's pretty negative. Analyst movement is coming. You see a whale? It looks like it's going to crunch someone. That would spark fear into people's minds, no matter if it's positive or negative. Crypto week at a glance, volatile Bitcoin, dropped. Doesn't sound too positive, quite negative. Here we go. Huge breakout. Prevailing sentiment signaling huge breakout. What is this? Hitting its bottom. This is very positive. But you could have interpreted that as negative in context of the other ones. Everything you should know about crypto, that's neutral, just information. Hash rate recoups losses. Recouping a loss is a positive. Transferring Bitcoin is a crime. Wow, that's so negative. And top stories. Seeing a recovery after tumbling, that's positive. Out of these top 10 stories, we can see 7 are negative, 2 are positive, and 1 is neutral. We look at sentiment each day to gain an understanding of how institutions may be manipulating the public. That is always helpful because as you get deeper into the market, you understand that these sensational headlines gain advertisers and they gain viewers. It's very important to understand the dynamics of the advertising industry as it applies to market analysis. I would like to reach out and just say thank you to our beautiful community. Dinesh had a very funny thing that he wanted to share. He said he loved the analogy of the rocket hitting the moon, and he said, I'm relating more the get out of here rocket when the rocket comes up in the bull market, hits the peak and hits the moon and then goes back to Earth. He says, get out of here, the mission is complete, so get out of here is when the engineers program and refill you. I really love that. Thank you, Dinesh. That's really cool. China, the side you don't see, very lovely comment. He's mentioning that the videos have been really helpful in how he views the market and how he draws his charts. Thank you, China, that's really nice. Pink Pank just sent out a thank you for the interview with Jordan, and Pink Pank is now following Jordan too. I think that's wonderful. Please, community, reach out to Jordan and follow him. He's a really great guy on the right mission. Let's have a look at Bitcoin technical analysis. In episode 84, we were trading at 32,770, which was on that red side, just over there. We've seen a V, a sharp spike down, which recovered. Sharp angles tend to reverse, as we know from our trading rules. I wanted to bring your attention to this fact. Bitcoin is currently trading at around $33,280. There is a level of structural resistance at 34,267. I have noticed a couple of comments on how to draw structural resistance and what they are. I will do absolutely another video on that to help everybody out. Basically, what a structural support or resistance line is It's one that the market takes a lot of notice on. It's a very, very heavy line. You can see this is quite a light line. This resistance and then turn support is light by nature. There are some structural that are incredibly important. As we tend to zoom into the price action on the 15-minute time frame, we're really seeking to understand how the larger time frames play into what we're looking at. But I will definitely cover that in more detail in a separate video for you. Thanks for raising that. Bitcoin at the moment has support at 32,414. That's structural support. It has support above that at 32,869. It has a little bit of resistance above at 33,588. And the one to watch is this particular line at 34,267. Large market operators typically work at key points. For example, over here, this was a key structural support line. There was a piece of information that came out that made structure break. I call these things technical violations because I know they're really not real. They're just tests. We saw price sell off there, hit another structural support, go below it, and I said to our community, I believe this is nothing more than a shakeout, and it pretty much reversed around where we thought it would, and then rallied up to hit another structural line and then have another structural violation at a support line, coming down to retest and resume off again. These things happen all the time. What I take from the sentiment in the news is we could expect to see price come up to around the 34,267 mark, just as reflection on what the sentiment is for people maybe that don't trade technically. I would imagine if that happens, we would come back and revisit this 32,414 mark, and that would be an accumulation point for big money interests. Let's have a look at the relative difference between shorts, measured here in red, and the longs, measured in green. We can see that the shorts have basically fallen off a cliff here in terms of relative strength, while the longs are, they've almost, if you were to draw a trend line in there, that's a break of that trend line. They're starting to get back into the market. That's a very positive sign. I've done a little bit of analysis here for you to show the dollar value of shorts. I had a great question from a community member that said, well, don't they have to be the same? Because longs and shorts, there's always a buyer, always a seller. Absolutely. But the key is not at the same time. When a long gets liquidated or a short gets liquidated, they get liquidated at the prevailing Bitcoin price, which is this yellow price. One makes a loss, one makes a profit equivalent to the other's loss, minus any fees, of course, and those sort of slippage issues. I hope this helps. Let's move across to liquidations. This is a really interesting decrease in value. Let's see how it plays. You can see the 24-hour rec number, that's liquidations, is very, very low. 276.45 million is low. Number of traders liquidated is very low, 47,085. Over the past 12 hours, around 73% of liquidations were short. If we see this particular area here, a lot of short liquidations through there. Some long liquidations just recently, but mainly short. Trading rule 171 is really, really important. We always need to zoom out. We tend to zoom in and zoom out a lot on this channel to get a big picture view and a smaller view. Let's have a look at the KS model. We can see that in the moment, the institutions are in psychological sunshine. That means that they are going to bid the price up based on growth rates and mathematical formulae that check total addressable market, growth rates, percentage, penetration, all sorts of things that justify the price going up. When the price goes up, it only has to reach a certain point. It doesn't have to stay there. And that's something that can be missed when calculating out peaks. One thing to understand, the KS model is a Bitcoin technical trading model based on institutional price psychology. When the sun is out, the institutions are accumulating and buying and selling, but they're really after selling at the top. They advertise in price so that people bid the price up and up and up, and they're very happy to sell, but they need a lot of people to offload the accumulation that happens in the consolidation phase. A lot of the community has asked me if I can share this diagram. Absolutely, I would love to. I've just been cleaning it up for most of the day, making sure all the dates and times are correct, all the percentages are correct, putting in additional information to help people understand what different things are occurring, making sure everything is double-checked, triple-checked, quadruple-checked, because TradingView, although a fantastic tool, has a little bit of shift in it. Things tend to move around in unexpected ways, which can alter days by a couple of days here and there, but it's a real pain because I need to recalculate everything. So just letting you know, I am going through a very strict auditing process on all of this, and I'll have this released to TradingView as soon as I can. One interesting thing, people talk about the halving as a 4-year cycle. I just wanted to let you know that some of the things that I've been working on today, from 2012 to 2016, is indeed, that's 4 years from 12 to 16. But what actually happened is it was 1,319 days, which is approximately 1.9 million minutes. 3 years, 7 months, and 1 week, not 4 years. And we had to produce a block produced every 9.04 minutes, not one block every 10 minutes, which is really quite fascinating. In this particular cycle, in the 2020 cycle, let me just move that over there so you can see it better. It lasted from halving to the next halving, this area here, lasted 1,402 days, about 2.02 million minutes. That's one block every 9.6 minutes. You can see this is an extra 119,520 minutes, or 83 days. The cycles are getting longer. I just wanted to share that with you. I have a lot more to share that I haven't shown anyone. I think you'll be really, really excited. It's quite worthwhile to understand that this sunshine is not retail sunshine. When the retail investor psychology is when price goes up, everybody's thinking about buying a Porsche and a Maserati and a yacht. And when the clouds come over, they're thinking about returning it. I have a fantastic quote by a community member. I have to find that and share it with you. I think it's utterly hilarious, but it's along those lines. The rain has come out today. I need to return my Porsche. It's very funny. When I'm talking about maths, not news, news can really mislead people, but math is a little bit stronger. Adoption curves actually tell us a lot about what's going on. In crypto, it's growing at 80% per year average yearly growth. That is really fast. That is faster than the internet was adopted. It's an amazing thing. The institutions know this. They bid the price down to buy more cheaply. When you see negative news, it's really all about accumulation. I would like to share my personal trading rule 103 with you. It's called empty your cup. Now, what does that mean? There's a really ancient proverb about a very, very enlightened Zen master. The Zen master attracts people from all over the place to come to him, to seek guidance, to be enlightened. And you say, hang on, Ken, what's enlightened mean? It means to remove confusion. It means to have a well-informed outlook on things, to be rational, and to be spiritually aware as well. One day, the Zen master was approached by a very wealthy, influential person. He ordered the Zen monk to teach him about enlightenment, and anyone that knows about enlightenment is humble, and they don't order anyone to do anything. But this particular person said, "Zen master, teach me the ways." And the Zen master thought, how am I going to reach this person? He seems so arrogant, his mind is closed. The Zen master invited the very influential, powerful person to have a tea with him. The Zen master poured the tea into the cup and kept on pouring. Even when it reached full capacity, he kept pouring. The tea went all over the table and then dribbled down onto the wealthy person here. The wealthy, influential, and very arrogant person. The arrogant person got up and said, "Zen master, what are you doing? The cup is already full. What are you doing?" And the Zen master said, "You're like the cup. You need to empty yourself, and when you have, come back to me and I can help you." Now you would say, "Ken, what does this have to do with trading?" I'm very sorry to introduce you to Rule 666. This is a nasty rule, and it's a very hard rule. If you get into Rule 666, it means you probably lost all your money. Markets humble. Anyone who has traded for a sustained period of time knows that markets humble. It's basically the markets do as they wish. They don't obey anyone's rules. They don't obey anyone's patterns. They don't obey anything. They obey themselves. So being aware of the fact that you need to be flexible at all times, challenge your assumptions, be open to new ideas, is really, really important, and always continuously learn. If you ever get into a position where you say, "I hope, I know it's going to," that is paving the path for you to experience Rule 666. You don't want to experience this rule. You want to remain humble and open at all times, just like in life. It's a nice way to live. Each episode we look at the top 7 and go through the percentage gains and losses. Top 7 are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, DOGE, and XRP. The top percentage gainers over the past 24 hours are Internet Computer, ICP, One, Decred, XDC, CRO, Sol, and AMP. The largest 24-hour percent losses are Nexo, Cello, Neo, a lot of O's, Waves, QNT, UMA, and ZEC. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers over the past 7 days. Cello, Quant, Clay, Decred, SHIB, CRO, and DAI. Basically, DAI is a stable coin, so it's not registering really anything. Let's go the other way. Largest 7-day percent gainers, KSM, NEAR, Rev, FTM, AMP, NEO, and T-Fuel. Before we get into the alts, just let's have a quick look at Bitcoin's fingerprints, because we know Bitcoin's fingerprint plays out on all of the alts. We can see a kind of an M here, and maybe this is turning into a bit of a W. Maybe M and a kind of a W. Let's see how that is playing out. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, currently trading at 1855.99, has resistance above at 1909 and support below at 1794. We can see that M and the start of a W in Ethereum's structure. Let's have a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin, currently trading at 280.21, has support below at 264.75, resistance above at 291, and then around the 300 mark. Let's have a look at that fingerprint. What is it doing? There's an M and a W which is quite suppressed. That's an interesting thing for you to note. It's always good to look at the relative difference between Bitcoin's fingerprint and the fingerprint of your favorite alt. Turning to Cardano, ADA, is currently trading at 1.2673. It has good support below its structural support levels at 1.2411 and 1.2127. It has resistance above at 1.2848 and at 1.3343. Let's have a look at that fingerprint, an M and the starting point of a W. I created Rule 93 because Bitcoin's fingerprint impacts every alt. You can see it for yourself. It's there. Let's quickly turn to crypto total market cap. We know that this is the structure for all cryptos moving as one. We can see the M and the W. Notice that the bottom of that W, potential W, is up here above this peak. These are really good things to keep in your mind when you're doing your own analysis. Total crypto is currently $1.307 trillion. Let's have a look at DOGE. DOGE is currently trading at 24,485, has support below at 23,393 and 22,200. It has resistance above at 24,892 and also 25,735. Let's look at Bitcoin's fingerprint, how it's playing out on DOGE. You can see the M elongated here, hit structural resistance, backed off, and is following this support. Again, all alts follow Bitcoin's fingerprint. DOGE is currently moving up to structural resistance, so that 25,735 line is quite important. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP is currently trading at 61.51, support below at 59.99, resistance above 63.17 and 65.60. We can see that M and the W starting to appear, but it's a little bit compressed. But overall it's healthy. It's just following Bitcoin's fingerprint. Let's just draw this structural resistance line down a little bit more. Okay. We would expect when Bitcoin rallies to pull XRP up with its gravity. This 71.49 mark is pretty important. I would imagine what will happen, as generally happens with structural resistance, is that it would hit there and back off. We always know price moves in waves. Nobody in the community is concerned if price comes down. It's all about moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down. Looking at Polkadot, Polkadot is currently trading at 14,415, has support below at 14,023 and resistance above at 14,748. We can see the Bitcoin fingerprint, the M, and it's forming a W, but it's suppressed at the moment. It's really in relationship to this resistance line. It's becoming stronger, but it's not structural. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana trading at 30,657, has support below at 28,567 and 27,439, has resistance above at 31,604 and 32,464. It's quite a healthy uptrend. You notice that some of the alts are quite flat in terms of their structure. Solana is doing quite well. Let's have a look at that fingerprint. So Bitcoin's fingerprint, the M, the starting of a W, look at that strength in there. This is really interesting. This Solana looks like it's got power. Let's have a look at Polygon, MATIC. MATIC is currently trading at 1.07426. It has a good amount of structural support below it. Very good. At 1.05585 and 1.01203. It's got resistance above at 1.12672 and 1.18745. I've just drawn a little thing in here to help you. From MATIC's current price up to the structural resistance line is around 34%. Just keep that in mind with your trading and investing. I think this is quite good. That structural line will come into play at around 143 roughly. Let's turn to Cartisi, CTSI. Cartisi is currently trading at 43,223. It's making a pretty good move here from its support level of 44,008 up to the next resistance level at 47,087. You see what it's doing here? It's trying to create a new support level around its current price of 43,205. This is really healthy price action. As Bitcoin recovers, if you look at these spikes in Cartisi, it's got a lot of power underneath it. Let's have a look at Terra, Luna. Luna is currently trading at 5,223. We can see Bitcoin's fingerprint in here, the M, the start of the W. Thank you very much for the community member, I think it was on YouTube, that said, did you notice that dog leg? I think it's turning into a W. I think that's very astute. Well done. Luna has support below it at around $5 and resistance above at 5,586. Let's have a look at VeChain, VET. VET is currently trading at 73.03 with support below 71.31 and 68.18. It's got resistance above at 75.24 and above that at 80.45. Let's just do a quick assessment how far under structural support VET is. It looks to be about 21% under structural support. This can be quite a healthy thing for you to do when you're analyzing your coins, to understand where they are relative to major sell walls. That's what resistance basically is. It's like the roof on a house. A member of the community asked me if I could do AVAX, Avalanche. Here we go. AVAX, is currently trading at 10,441. It has support below at 9,844 and at 9,334. It has resistance above at 11,702 and 12,513. It's interesting to note that AVAX roughly has about 61% odd to go till it hits structural resistance, considering it may wobble around a little bit and go like this. We can see Bitcoin's fingerprint playing in. We see the M, the start of the W. AVAX is being badly beaten down in this particular sell-off, but those badly beaten down ones are potential very rapid turnarounds as well. As part of our process, we go through Binance derivatives and have a look at the 24-hour trading volume. It's currently around $64.6 billion. 24-hour open interest is around $5.4 billion. The change in the price of the contract in the past 24 hours, we look for positives here. We're trying to see how healthy the market is overall. Not too bad. We tend to look for double-digit green. We're not seeing too much of that right at the moment. TRB is coming close, but ICP 20% is doing well. This is a way that we can keep sort of in front of the market, if you like. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I hope you found the content useful. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. Our community is really helpful and supportive, and I always do my best to respond too. If you would like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Twitter. Always remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care. and see you next time. Bye for now.